Have you ever just wondered why some health issues seem to stick around, no matter what you try? It turns out the physical body we see and interact with, well, that might just be the surface layer. Today we're going to peel back that layer and explore the unseen blueprint that lies beneath it all.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll get a real handle on what this blueprint actually is. Then we're going to dive into 4 really powerful ancient methods to work with it: fasting, posture, balancing the elements, and something called austerity. And then we'll wrap it all up with a key takeaway on how you can start using this in your own life.
All right, let's jump right in. We need to start at the beginning. What is this hidden blueprint that's supposedly running the show behind the scenes of our physical body?
I mean, this is a question a lot of us have probably asked, right? And the idea here is that when treatments that only focus on the physical body don't quite work, it's probably because the root cause isn't actually in the physical body. The real answer might be just one layer deeper.
And this brings us to the main event, the Annamaya Kosh. Now, if you translate it literally, it means the food sheath. It's described as this subtle, energetic pattern that's built from the very essence of the food we eat. But here's the absolute crucial point. It is not the physical body. Think of it as the blueprint that dictates the body's form, its strengths, and yeah, its weaknesses too. The best way to get your head around this is with a simple analogy. Your physical body, what's called the stula sharira, that's the finished building. You can see it, you can touch it, but ultimately it's temporary. The Annamaya Kosh, on the other hand, is part of the subtle body, or sukshma sharira. That's the architect's blueprint. It's invisible, sure, but it dictates the entire building's structure and its integrity, and it sticks around long after the building itself is gone. Okay, so if this blueprint is real, how in the world do we actually work on it? Well, our first method is a really powerful one, the ancient practice of fasting, known as upavasa. It's basically designed to clean this blueprint from the inside out. And look, this isn't just about giving your digestive system a break for a day. This line from the Bhagavad Gita points to something much, much deeper. The practice of fasting is seen as a way to purify not just the body, but also to quiet all that mental chatter and let go of our attachment to worldly things. Now, what's so fascinating here is that yogic science doesn't see fasting as this one-size-fits-all thing. No way. It's more like a precision toolkit. You've got a pachaka fast for digestion, a shodaka fast for purification. There's even a shamak fast specifically to calm your mind down. Each one is a very specific tool for refining your personal blueprint. All right, so beyond just cleansing, we can also actively strengthen and realign the blueprint. And this is where the physical practice of asana, or posture, comes into play. So this is where it gets really interesting. Asanas are so much more than just stretching. They're specifically designed to influence 33 vital energy points in the body, which are called marmas. You can think of these as these deep, subtle control centers that are pretty much impossible to reach with any kind of conventional exercise. So how does that work? Well, by stimulating these marma points, asanas help balance the body's subtle electrical currents, the positive hayavaha and the negative kayavaha. When those two are in balance, your body's foundation becomes super strong, which helps stop those deep-seated chronic issues from ever taking root. It's like energetic maintenance for your blueprint. This next method, tattva shuddhi, is based on this just profound idea. Our body is a tiny version of the universe, a microcosm, made of 5 fundamental elements. And for us to be truly healthy, those elements have to be in harmony. And these are the pancha tattvas, the 5 great elements: earth, water, air, fire, and ether, or space. The thinking goes that every single thing in existence, and that includes our own bodies, is just a unique combination of these 5 basic building blocks. So, what happens when they get out of whack? This is where ancient Ayurvedic wisdom is so brilliant. If you have too much of the air element, or vata, it can lead to things like arthritis and pain. Too much fire, or pitta, might show up as skin diseases or inflammation. And an imbalance in water, or kapha, can result in congestion and colds. True health is really just a state of elemental balance. Our final method, this one takes us into the whole world of resilience. It's about intentionally embracing discipline to forge a much stronger body and mind. And this is the path of tapacharya. Tapacharya literally means practicing to generate an inner heat, or tapa. Think of it like a controlled internal fire. It's this conscious use of discipline and effort to burn away all the physical and mental gunk, which in turn strengthens the very fabric of our being. It refines our blueprint. Now, there's a really fascinating point made here. You know those extreme austerities we read about in the old myths? Well, those were possible back in ages when the human body's dominant element was air or fire. Today, we're in an age where the earth element is dominant, so our bodies are just much denser. So for us, modern austerity isn't about those crazy physical acts. It's about practical disciplines like selfless service, charity, and just consistent self-control.
So after all that, what does this actually mean for us today? Let's bring all these pieces together and look at the real shift in perspective this ancient knowledge gives us.
The big takeaway is actually pretty simple, but it's also incredibly profound. The health of our physical body, the building, is a direct mirror of the state of our Annamaya Kosh, the blueprint. And that just flips our whole approach to wellness on its head. Instead of just running around patching up cracks in the walls, it asks us to go back to the original plans and purify the very foundation that our physical health springs from.
And that leads us to the final question, really, because this isn't just some abstract theory, it's a practical guide. Knowing now that every single choice you make, what you eat, how you move, even how you think, is actively shaping this fundamental blueprint, what's one small, conscious action you can take starting right now to begin nurturing it?